Hello everyone, welcome to barbstamps.com. I'm Barb, and this week our project for the Santa's Little Elves collaboration is a wrapped candle. Now you'll probably notice from my blog that I have an 18-ounce jar candle on my blog, but I thought it would also be kind of fun to wrap one of these tea light candles that you can buy from the dollar store. So that's what we're going to do today in the video. I'm going to show you how to do all the die cutting, the stamping, all that good stuff, the papers, and we're going to use this candle here. So we're going to be using the Snowflake Sentiment Stamp Set along with the Swirly Snowflakes Thinlits dies. These two items can be purchased together as a bundle, and that will save you 10%. We're going to use these two dies and one of the stamps. We're also going to use the Be Merry Designer Series paper. The paper has 6 double-sided patterns, 12 sheets in the package. We've got Cherry Cobbler and the Garden Green mix. Flip them over, and you have these patterns on the opposite side. I will have the principal directions for the jar candle on my blog, and then I will have the directions for this candle, at least the measurements, will be posted down below in the description box, along with a link to my blog showing you what the jar candle looks like, along with the supply list. Hello everyone, welcome to barbstamps.com. I'm Barb, and this week our project for the Santa's Little Elves collaboration is a wrapped candle. Now you'll probably notice from my blog that I have an 18-ounce jar candle on my blog, but I thought it would also be kind of fun to wrap one of these tea light candles that you can buy from the dollar store. So that's what we're going to do today in the video. I'm going to show you how to do all the die cutting, the stamping, all that good stuff, the papers, and we're going to use this candle here. So we're going to be using the Snowflake Sentiment Stamp Set along with the Swirly Snowflakes Thinlits dies. These two items can be purchased together as a bundle, and that will save you 10%. We're going to use these two dies and one of the stamps. We're also going to use the Be Merry Designer Series paper. The paper has 6 double-sided patterns, 12 sheets in the package. We've got Cherry Cobbler and the Garden Green mix. Flip them over, and you have these patterns on the opposite side. I will have the principal directions for the jar candle on my blog, and then I will have the directions for this candle, at least the measurements, will be posted down below in the description box, along with a link to my blog showing you what the jar candle looks like, along with the supply list. All right, to get started, you're going to need a battery-operated candle. I found mine at the dollar store, and you just turn it on, it lights up, or you can have it flicker. So this particular candle has a 3-inch diameter, okay? So a 3-inch diameter. So that, doing the measurements around it, I figured out that I need a 10-inch long piece. This is 10 inches by 3. I'm also going to need a coordinated piece of cardstock. In this case, it's real red. This is 10 inches by 2.5. You also need 2 2-inch by 6-inch pieces of shimmery white cardstock and 2 2x6 pieces of our multi-purpose adhesive sheets. All right. So I think what we're going to just start with is we're going to bring in our stamps and stamp our greeting, and then we'll do all the big shotting. So I'm going to use a Garden Green ink along with Snowflake Sentiment Stamp Set, and we're going to be using the greeting wrapped in the warmth of Christmas. So I'm going to get some shimmery white scrap here, and we're just going to ink up the stamp. And we'll just stamp it on our scrap of shimmery white. Put this away before I make a mess with it. So I'm going to die cut this and die cut a piece of our Silver Glimmer paper and do the die cutting I need on these pieces. So let me bring the Big Shot in. All right, I'm back with my Big Shot machine here. So I've got my greeting stamped, and I'm going to use my Layering Ovals Framelets, and I like to mark all my framelets with a Sharpie. So I start with the smallest one being number 1, number 2, number 3, all the way up to number 7 for the straight edge ovals, and then the scalloped edge ovals, I've done the exact same thing. Smallest one is number 1 up through number 8. So I've got number 4 here of these straight edge ones, and I'm just going to center this. Bring in my clear top pad here, and we'll run this through. All right, right, so there's our greeting. And then I also need scalloped oval out of our silver glimmer paper. So this is the number 4, again, from the center. Smallest one is number 1. Lay that on and run this through. Okay, get that out of there. And we will clean these ovals up. So now I have these to layer together. And then I'll bring in the wrap pieces. Okay, I'm back. I've got my precision base plate on top of my platform now. I'm going to lay my real red cardstock on here. And then I'm going to bring in my die. This is the edgelet that just kind of cuts that fancy top edge. And I'm going to start by laying this in the center of my platform here. Put it in the center, line up the top of the die with the top edge of your cardstock. Okay. Put your cutting pad on top of that, and then we will run this through. Okay. Bring in my foam pad and my die brush, and we'll get that die released. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to run this through again, but this time, and sometimes my die will start to curve up, so I just kind of gently press it against my finger to get that pushed back down. So now we need to complete this. So I wanted to put the first one in the center because I want the front of my belly band to be the prettiest. So then we'll move this over to the side here. Again, we're just going to kind of line these 2 spots up together. And then again at the top with the die on the edge of the edge of the cardstock. Cutting pad on there. And we're going to run that through. Same thing. Bring the foam mat and the die brush in here. Get that die released. And of course we can just take that off. Bring it back one more time, and then we will complete the edge. And again, you may need to very gently just press that back into place. Line that up where they would meet at the top of the cardstock. Get that cutting pad on there and run it through for the 3rd time. Now, if you don't care what it looks like in the center, you can just do 2 passes, 1 on each end, and you'll be golden. Again, we will roll that off. Now there are some of these little dots that get stuck in there, so I first will kind of flick them with my finger, try to get those out. When they don't all come out, then I just use a piercing tool and I just poke the rest of those out. So I will poke the rest of these out in a little bit. But I've got one more set of things to run through the Big Shot, so let's get those. Okay, so I've got one of the pieces of shimmery white here and one of the pieces of the multi-purpose adhesive, and I'm just going to put those together. So we'll get this thing started here. It's helpful if you have a fingernail or a piercing tool if you don't have a fingernail. That just seemed to work brilliantly for me. So you're removing the printed piece. That's going to be trash. And then this is just going to go straight down on top of the shimmery white piece. Okay, so you've got that stuck on there. Now we're going to, and you do this to both pieces. Okay, bring the Big Shot back in. We're going to lay this on the Big Shot machine. We're going to lay it adhesive side down. Okay, we're going to bring in this other detailed snowflake die that we have, and we're going to lay this on the die so it's very close to the bottom edge down here. And again, this one can be a little bit bent up too, so I just very gently press my fingers on it, get it into shape. All right, then we're just going to lay that right on the edge here. Very, very close, because you'll see on the back of the die, it does cut very, very close to the edge. So we're just going to lay that super close to the edge. Put our clear cutting pad on top. And we're going to run this through. Whoops. Big Shot's squirrely today. Okay. I like to turn my things around when they're very detailed and run them through again. So I just turn it around, put it at a different spot on the platform, and then we will run that through again. Okay, we're going to do this to both pieces. I'm just going to do one on camera here because I'm sure you can figure out how to do the second one. Bring in your foam brush, or your brush and your foam mat, excuse me, and then just kind of roll that over, trying to get all those little pieces out. Whatever pieces don't come out, again, you'll just push them out with your piercing tool, no problem, okay? Then we'll get the die released here, and kind of remove the excess cardstock here, kind of gently pulling it away from these snowflake edges. All right, well, I may have to get some tiny scissors in there just to get what I'm... There we go. Just needed a little gentle tug to get that off. Okay, and I'm going to use my piercing tool, and I will poke out all these larger pieces, and I'll get rid of all those excess little guys, and then we're going to go ahead and add it to the piece of red. So hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I've done all the die cutting. I already went ahead and put one of those pieces on. I just peeled the paper backing off, placed it on there, and then just trimmed off the end. So we're going to do the second piece here. So just peel off the paper backing off the back of these snowflakes. And you'll see most of those tiny little center pieces come with that. If there's one or two that don't, just pick them off with your fingernail. You do really want to use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets with this. It seems like it might be difficult, but it's just so much easier than not doing it. Okay, so since this is the center of our belly band and this is going to cover anything that's right here is going to be fine. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the tops of these snowflakes go into these little die cut sections here, and that it's basically flush along the bottom with the other one. So just kind of set it into place and then just stick it down. Okay. That you can turn it over, really give it a good press, and you'll see there's a little excess here on this edge. I'm just going to trim that off. Some scissors. So now we have some nice ends. We've got our gorgeous snowflakes in the center there. We also are going to layer that onto this piece here. All right, so I'm going to get some fast fuse out. And I'm just going to kind of run my fast fuse all the way along the strip here, and then I'm going to run it all the way along the bottom of the strip too. And when I'm using my fast fuse, I'm just barely putting any pressure on it at all. I'm holding it on the sides. I don't have any finger up here because I find that puts a little bit too much pressure on it, and sometimes it won't want to work for you then. So we'll just add some fast fuse where we think we might need some. Maybe up here in these little top pieces so that they stay when we put it around. That one there. Okay. Oops, I stuck to myself. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and you'll see that my things are already kind of in the shape of a circle-ish. I just took a bone folder and just did this with them, just to kind of get them wanting to go in that shape that's going to be around my candle. Okay, and then we'll just lay this down, trying to center it. I think like so will work. Okay, add just a couple to the back. Peel those off, and then we'll just center that out like so. All right, we've got the greeting on. Now we just need to add some ribbon. So I've got a 25-inch piece of our metallic edge ribbon. This is in the silver, and I've got it up against a bone folder just to keep it in one spot because it wants to roll on me a little bit. So we're just going to tie a bow right at the top here. Okay, and then we'll just kind of manipulate it a little bit. Get it to look how we want. And then I'm going to trim the tails off. There, how does that look? Maybe the loops are a little bit big. Get them cut. Okay. I think I might want it to hang over to the side just a little bit so that it's not hanging down across all my prettiness. And then we'll just snip the ends off here. How's that? Yep, I think that is going to do. That's going to do nicely. All right, so there we have it. We have our lovely candle. Oops, my ribbon flipped there. Like I said before, we can just turn that on. It will look really cool sitting on a table in the evening of a Christmas night. I wanted to let you know that if you want to subscribe to my channel to be notified when I upload new videos, you can do so down here in the corner. Also, I would love to earn your business at shoppingwithbarb.com. I do offer free gifts with purchase every month. You can check that out on my blog at barbstamps.com. And I do appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up. It just lets me know that you like what I'm doing, and I'll continue doing it, and it helps my channel. And I also wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.